Hello again from Brunswick County today on YouTube. Dolphins basketball back here in 2018-19. Today it's the Brunswick Dolphins coming in at 1-0, opening their home portion of their schedule against the St. Andrews Knights junior varsity team. Hi again, everybody. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you for my second year covering Walter Shaw and the Brunswick Dolphins. And let's start it out by meeting the starters for both of these teams. First, for St. Andrews, the JV team from Laurinburg, North Carolina. Taj Scott in his second year as the JV coach, starting number 0, Marte Sembly. Number 1, Christian Hutchins. Number 2, Ahmed Gustave. Number 4, Kareem Dobles. And number 11, Ignacio Menendez. That's the starters for St. Andrews, who's opening their portion of the season here today. For your 1-0 Dolphins, head coach Walter Shaw in his 19th season, starting number 2, Zach Newkirk. Number 4, Damon Osborne Harvey. Number 11, Weston Edwards. Number 14, Brandon Lamberth. And number 24, Silas Love. Today's game, as you can see, is sponsored by our friends at Coastal Church. Coastal Church is proud to be a sponsor of Brunswick CC basketball. Please go to mycoastalchurch.com for more info. If you don't have a church family, please considering checking out Coastal Church, a slam dunk place to worship. So that's the sponsor for today's game. Brunswick coming in at 1-0. They're coming off a 92-73 win against Catawba College JV. 26 assists in the game on 36 field goals made. Silas Love off the bench scored 25 points in his collegiate debut. This is the home debut, as I mentioned, for Brunswick, opening up this portion of the season. They'll be busy here at home, especially in December. More on that later. So St. Andrews in black, Brunswick in the gray. It's a new-look Dolphins team, too, if you were around last year. Just a few players returning from last year's squad. 11 newcomers for the Dolphins. As we're underway, Love tips it over to Osborne Harvey. Newkirk brings it into the forecourt. How about Newkirk? He played point guard at Word of God. That's John Wall's old job, by the way. That's what he did in high school. Talk about an opportunity. He dribbles in, swings it out. Lamberth for 3, short, tip for the rebound. And coming up with it was Love, who hangs in the air and scores the first 2 for Brunswick. Full court press being shown here against this NAIA junior varsity team. Taj Scott couldn't have been a nicer guy. I've been bugging him all week about getting his roster to me. The head coach for the Knights JV tells me that these are scholarship players. This is NAIA. NAIA is scholarship. They don't necessarily get as much as the regular varsity team, but they do get some money. And these are players who do have a chance, a slim chance, but a chance if you work hard enough to go up to that varsity status. So it's kind of interesting. We did the women's game where they played a JV team in the NCAA at the Division II level. That was not the case at all. It was basically a club team. But this is an NAIA team, and Taj Scott said that a lot of these guys, as Brunswick scores another 2, mental error there. And a bad turnover will give the Dolphins the basketball back. Just kind of interesting. I had no idea that JV teams existed in college at all. I would think this advantages are still in your favor to go the JUCO route. Newkirk catch and shoot 3 around the rim. No good. Newkirk had 9 points, 4 assists, 2 steals in the victory over Catawba Valley. Rainbow 3 is no good from Gustave. Brunswick likes to run. That hasn't changed. There's Lamberth. Brunswick out to a quick lead. These two teams are familiar with each other against St. Andrews. Brunswick is 10-2 as Osborne Harvey almost came up with the steal there. Last year, the Dolphins took down St. Andrews JV team by 40, 87-47. Devin Hutchinson had 16 points. Khalil Daly had 10. Woodard had 8, Lockamy 4, Melvin with 4 assists in that game. Those last 3 guys, by the way, are the returners for this year's team. Jump ball called. It'll be Dolphins basketball just underway. 6-0. Good start for the Dolphins here in their first home game. It'll be Brandon Lamberth from who played one game at Guilford College last year. Newkirk, Osborne Harvey, swings it over to Edwards, triggers the triple off the back iron. Tip for the rebound and controlled by Gustave. Here come the Knights. Gustave goes behind the back, pulls it back, almost traveled, got it to Assembly. Now back to Gustave. Here's Dobles. Kareem Dobles from Lebanon. Looking to drive. Good defense by the Dolphins. Shot clock at 6. Driving in Hutchins. Out to the corner. The three is in and out by Menendez. Newkirk going quickly. Edwards for 3. Swish. 9-0 Brunswick. And a timeout by Taj Scott and company. Weston Edwards had 16 points in the season opener on the road from Kannapolis, North Carolina. Well, before we go too far into this season, let me give it's shout-out time, America. So let's do some shout-outs. All of the players from last year's team, it's Tuesday, and from the Division I level down to the junior college and small college level, basketball kicking in the high gear, and several players making their collegiate debuts tonight at the D1 level who played for Coach Shaw last year. So a shout-out to Devin Hutchinson at Radford. Jael Scott, I loved watching him play point guard. Alcorn State, you got a good one there. Also Xavier McCoy at NC Central. Also, shout-out Khalil Daly, Omari Wilson. They're at D2s, Lenore Ryan and Newberry, respectively. And Sadiq Johnson's at Warren Wilson. Shout-out to my old school. Warren Wilson, AB, the head coach there. Good luck to all of those guys moving on. Good start here for the Dolphins. I mentioned all those guys. How about 26 Division I players Walter Shaw has sent to from Brunswick? So Walter Shaw, since 2010, has sent 26 men to Division I schools. And, you know, Walter Shaw and I had a conversation back in May that he probably doesn't want me to repeat too much of it, but we talked about funding and what he has to work with. He is a coach in his 19th year who has probably worked with less than most other coaches in this country at any level. Foul called as Love went to the bucket. So to send that many guys to Division I programs, and that doesn't count all the D2, D3s, NAIAs that he's sent guys to. I mean, he's out there hustling like nobody's business, believe me, and he's as excited as ever every time I talk to him. Even here in his 19th year coaching the team, and I believe his 20th overall. Silas Love was 3 out of 4 in the first game at the Charity Stripe. Misses that one. First team foul of the game. Just underway. Brunswick leading at 10-0. Showing some press. Menendez. Love blew it. Stays with it. Got the friendly bounce. Silas Love's going to be one of those guys. He's a double-double threat in high school at Hope County as St. Andrews turns it over again. Love had 13 points per game and 9.8 rebounds in his senior year. So Silas Love's going to be a baller here for a couple of years for Coach Shaw. Newkirk gets it over Osborne Harvey. Good ball movement. Lambert out to Edwards. Comes to Love. Love in the traffic. It's taken away. Here's Hutchins. Hutchins had it poked from behind by Edwards. Edwards diving for it. And they're going to keep it on this side of the court, but A for effort from Weston Edwards. Guy who averaged 13.5 points per game at First Assembly near Kannapolis last year. 11 new players, as I mentioned, for the Dolphins this year. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes them to gel. They're successful so far, leading this one 12-0. Couple of JV teams get your feet wet against. Dolphins will go to Wake Tech on Saturday at 3 p.m. and then host Francis Marion's JV on the 13th at 7 p.m. Folks, we do have the YouTube chat going too. I'm hesitant to promote it because we got some trolls during the last game. But if you have something positive to add to the broadcast, I'd love to hear from you on the YouTube chat. If not, then just keep your mouth shut, please. Hutchins looking underneath. It's stripped away. Good defense again as Menendez tried to go for the bucket. Osborne Harvey into the forecourt. Edwards might have forced that pass a little bit. Deflected out by the Knights, so it'll stay with Brunswick. Dolphins 12-0 here in this one. Osborne Harvey to inbound. Here's Love. Edwards swung over to Newkirk. Zach Newkirk back over to Edwards. Triggers another triple. That one went in and out. Rebound controlled by Dobles. Dobles pass deflected. Love comes up with it. Love looks to push. Had it poked from behind, and we trade turnovers here. Assembly gets it to Hutchins. Hutchins couldn't come up with it. Stays with the shot. Blocked by Edwards, but a foul. First foul of the game on Brunswick. Weston Edwards, the guilty party. Both teams with a team foul with 15:25 to go here, just underway in this opening half. And it'll be 2 shots for Christian Hutchins. He's from Birmingham, Alabama. Went to the basketball academy. Tosh Scott telling me that a lot of these guys are players that they want to develop. That's why most of them are freshmen. Dobles is a sophomore. And while he did say that the odds are that if you play JV, you're going to stay JV, he had a guy last year, played JV, and come up and start 7 games. You never know with injuries and when your opportunity will come. Another foul called on the Knights here. That'll be... It might have just been a... No, it is their second. I didn't see the official. Osborne Harvey will inbound it. Newkirk, 20 to shoot. Guarded in the man by Hutchins. Swings it out. Osborne Harvey, corner 3, no good. Brunswick leading at 12-0. It could be more, though. They've missed a couple open ones. Hutchins will slow it down and stroll across the timeline into the forecourt. Here's Sembley. Let's say Sembley around the rim with the 3. And still a 0 for the Knights on the scoreboard. Love from the half circle, yes. Well, it's only been, 5.5 minutes, but this Silas Love looks like he's going to be a baller. Edwards gets it back from him off the steal. Edwards misses the 3. Rebound controlled by Sembley for St. Andrews. Knights into the forecourt, trying to get something going offensively. They've not played bad defense. They just can't get anything to go on this end of the floor. Slip by Hutchins. And another turnover. Edwards throws it full court, and that's going to be off of Love, who's going to get a hot dog. More subs. This time the Dolphins bringing in a whole new set. Number 13 is Adrian Scarborough. Number 15 is Mike Melvin. Number 21, Josh Woodard. Number 30 is Alex Moore. And who am I missing? Number 3 is Kareem Randolph. So 2 guys who we're familiar with, Melvin and Woodard, out on the court for Brunswick. Trying to preserve the shutout. That ball deflected off Melvin. Mike Melvin's a guy who last year, 6 points a game, 4.4 assists, and he was really called into duty because of injuries last year and played a lot of point. And in the second half of the season, he averaged 6.7 assists per game. Had 2 games with 10 assists. Shot clock down to 3, driving on the baseline Gustave, but he stepped out of bounds. So Brunswick continues their run here. 14 straight to start this game. Melvin, guarded by Sembley, swings it over to Moore. Moore from deep. Off the mark, rebound controlled by Sembley. Sembley played at, went to Chowan University before going to St. Andrews. Hutchins looking for the cutter. Thompson, ball deflected. Good defense. I believe it was Randolph who got a hand. Mike Melvin turns on the Jets. Palmed, carried the basketball, so the turnover will give the ball back to St. Andrews. Kareem Doblez coming back into the game for the Knights, replacing Christian Hutchins. So it's Menendez, Sembley, also Doblez in the backcourt with Thompson. And that's going to be a foul on Brunswick and Gustave. Gustave will get free throws. Second team foul for the Dolphins. For Brunswick, Mike Melvin out on the court with Moore, Woodard, Randolph, and Scarborough. That's the five for both teams right now. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Both teams with 2 team fouls. As Gustave goes to the line. Gustave's from Puerto Rico. I went to Passaic County in New Jersey. The junior college there averaged 7 points a game and 4 rebounds before coming south. They say it was a 3, so 3 free throws, and St. Andrews just really needs to see the ball go in the bottom of the net here. Try to get 1 out of him. Get the Knights on the board. He does. So Brunswick's lead is 13 here in the early stages of this one. Melvin into the forecourt. Randolph hands it off to Moore. Moore splits the defense, looking for Woodard. Pass off the mark. I don't think Woodard was expecting it. And then we're going to get a foul on Josh on the tie-up, as I believe, no, they say it's on St. Andrews. It's on McCoy. Carmichael McCoy into the game. His last college, Morris College. No, it was on Brunswick. Okay, so here we go. Thompson drives to the bucket, can't get it to go. McCoy deflected it out. Doblez. Sembley out, near midcourt. 12 on the shot clock. Guarded by Woodard. Both teams have been in a man. Gets a screen now. Melvin on him on a switch. Doblez has to hoist. Defender fell down. No, but the putback is good. The first field goal of the game comes from McCoy for St. Andrews. Brunswick quickly into the forecourt. 8 minutes into the game. 14-3 and another turnover. This one's been sloppy. Woodard is going to commit his second foul already after just coming into the game. So that's 4 on Brunswick. Just 2 for St. Andrews as the Knights bring it into the forecourt. Doblez. Menendez looking underneath, and that pass intercepted by Scarborough. Goes quickly. Melvin. Guarded by Sembley. Bounce pass over to Moore. Woodard in the corner. Woodard uses the baseline. Hits it out to Randolph for 3. Short on it. Offensive rebound. Scarborough trying to put it back up, and it's blocked out of bounds by Sembley. This is the first of 12 or 13 broadcasts that will bring you on the men's side here this year. We'll be off. The live stream will be off for about a month, though, while I go out of town. Newkirk's come back in, swings it out to Randolph for 3, no, and Scarborough tried for the tip, missed time the jump. It comes to Melvin. Melvin for 3, no, and both teams are cold here at the start of this one. Doblez, good job corralling the rebound, keeping his dribble. He was being hounded by Randolph. And they're going to call Randolph on a reach. That's team foul number 5 on Brunswick with 11:05 left to go here in the first half. So 20 on the shot clock. It'll be Menendez to inbound for St. Andrews. Doblez will set up the offense. Guarded by Melvin. Woodard comes to help, looking through the screen. Nice job there. Melvin with the steal, goes to the bucket, missed it short, and it goes out of bounds off the Dolphins. But that was good defensive play for Brunswick, especially seeing Woodard work himself through the screen. That's something that not a lot of basketball players know how to do, quite frankly. And he helped Melvin force that turnover. Got to get some buckets, though, on the other end if you're the Dolphins. Catch and shoot. Thompson rainbows the three off the back rim. Melvin the rebound. Melvin looks to push. Bounce pass to Woodard. Melvin looking for some help. Scarborough comes to set the screen. Melvin floater. Yes. 16-3. How about Brunswick's defense? They have held St. Andrews to 3 points and 1 field goal in the first half of this first half. McCoy guarded by Woodard. Here's Sembley. Sembley drives in. That's going to be another foul, and that's team foul number 6 on the Dolphins. So St. Andrews will be in the bonus the rest of the way. This is something that's consistent with last year. A lot of fouls for Brunswick last year. Sembley comes out. Coming back in is Hutchins. Osborne Harvey returns for the Dolphins, replacing Kareem Randolph. Doblaz, 17 on the shot clock. Had it poked away. Osborne Harvey, throw it down, big man. You earned that highlight reel. Catch and shoot for Thompson, missed the three, and a good box out there for Scarborough. Scarborough into the forecourt, turns on the Jets to the bucket, no, but a foul is called. So Adrian Scarborough, who's looking for his first collegiate points, will go to the line. That's the third team foul, by the way, on St. Andrews. Osborne Harvey, as Scarborough gets on the board with this first point, said, if you're going to hold the ball, I'm going to get me an easy dunk. So 1 out of 2 at the line. St. Andrews facing some pressure in the backcourt. That's Menendez, I believe, guarded by Woodard. Double team comes, able to get it to Gustave. The shot clock is down at 10. Menendez swings it out. Corner 3, Gustave got it to go. Let me correct myself there. That was Thompson for 3. Just the second field goal of the game for St. Andrews. Melvin takes it right at the lane. Short on the jumper. Menendez the rebound. Menendez doubled up. Keeps the dribble. Keeps his pivot. Close to 10 seconds, and it's ripped away by Scarborough. 3 on 2. Scarborough gets it to Osborne Harvey for 2 as Menendez stays on the floor and says, where is the foul? Into the forecourt, St. Andrews. It's Hutchins. 8:22 to go here in this first half. Silas getting set to check back in for Brunswick. And Woodard's going to be called for another foul. I think that's 3 or maybe even 4 on Josh at this point. He's playing a tough, aggressive defense, and that's part of the reason why there are so many foul calls, is Brunswick's over the limit now with their 7th. So Woodard goes to the bench. Silas comes back in. Lamberth back in as well for Brunswick. When you are that active, sometimes you foul a lot. Front end of the 1-and-1, good for Menendez. And if you're Walter Shaw, you kind of live with that. I'd rather my guys be over-aggressive than not at all aggressive. And believe me, I've seen both. 21-8. As Menendez comes out and Sembley comes back in for St. Andrews. Into the forecourt, it's Newkirk. Newkirk looks for a screen. Defender stays with him, gets it out Lamberth, who shuffled his feet. So a turnover gives the ball back to St. Andrews, trying to cut down on this lead. Brunswick has led from the opening tip. They led it 13-0 for some time. Since then, it's been an even-Steven kind of a game. Hutchins driving on Melvin, had it poked away. Silas comes up with it. Silas throws ahead to Lamberth. Back to Silas. Yes! The Dolphins are running and gunning, leading by 15. Inside 8 to go here in this first half. Thompson into the forecourt, guarded by Newkirk. Driving and scoring using that baseline assembly. Good aggressive move by him through the trees. Mike Melvin turns on the Jets. He got fouled by Assembly. So you've got Melvin and Newkirk playing at the same time. 2 ball handlers for Walter Shaw's team. That was team foul number 4 on St. Andrews. St. Andrews University from Laurinburg, North Carolina, which is just across the way a little bit. Melvin gets a screen. This is Newkirk from Lamberth. Back to Mike Melvin. Bounce pass a little bit low, but Scarborough is there. Good defense for St. Andrews. Shot clock at 5. Melvin took it, contested shot. Rebound was controlled by Gustave. He lost it. Now a scrum for it. Melvin comes up with it, and he got hit. Dolphins not quitting on any plays here in the early going. It's been an active, hectic kind of game, and that's the way Walter Shaw likes it. So Mike Melvin will go to the line on the 15th foul by St. Andrews as we have a wet spot out on the court. Melvin, 6 points per game last year, 43% shooter, 33% from behind the arc, and 4.4 assists. And I mentioned he played big minutes towards the end of last year and averaged close to 7 assists per game in the last 12 games. Things really get cooking here for Brunswick. They will host the Cape Fear Classic. Georgia Highlands, West Oaks from Florida, both come to town on the 16th and 17th of this month. And those are 2 money teams. Be interesting to see. Unfortunately, we won't have those for you live, so extra incentive for you to come on out and check out 2 really good junior college programs. Weston Edwards came in for Melvin after the free throw, 25-10 the correct score. And he deflected that out of bounds, so it'll be Thompson to inbound it. And another deflection, this time by Silas Love. Silas Love, 25 points in his collegiate debut. Weston Edwards comes up with it, out to Love, the 2-hand jam, and Brunswick opens up a 17-point lead. This time St. Andrews breaks the press, and they're going to get Green, and I believe they're going to call a blocking foul on Scarborough there. So Green will get the bucket. 18th foul on Brunswick. So Green will go to the line. The chance for a 3-point play. Marcus Green from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good basketball up there. That's where Newkirk's from and several others. So the old school 3-point play complete. Brunswick's lead is 14. 6:40 left to go here in this opening half. Newkirk into the front court for Brunswick. Newkirk swings it over to Edwards, fakes the 3, hands it off to Lamberth in the corner. Lamberth had it poked away, stays with it for a moment, then lost it. It's a steal by Hutchins, but Hutchins was out of bounds. So the ball goes back to Brunswick. Dolphins have led since the opening tip. These 2 teams meeting for the 13th time. Brunswick leads the all-time series 10-2. Edwards on the right wing. His cross-court pass is deflected by Green, but out of bounds. Marcus Green trying to come up with the steal. Another player, as I mentioned, from the Raleigh area. Lamberth. Here's Newkirk. Zone for St. Andrews. Lamberth cross-court to Newkirk. Newkirk drives in, floats it up. Can't get the roll, but it was tipped up and in, and I believe it was Scarborough. That was close offensive goaltending. Assembly brings it into the front court right near us. Inside 6 to play here in the opening half. Assembly, the bounce pass to Thompson. Thompson rises at the free throw stripe, and that shot will go out of bounds. Ball goes back to the Dolphins. Newkirk swings it over to Lamberth. Edwards, pass deflected by Assembly. St. Andrews JV team, they don't play a ton of games. Last year they were just 1-5. This year they're hosting Shooting for Greatness Prep on the 16th of November. Catch and shoot, Lamberth open three and buries it. Brandon Lamberth, who had 3 points in the season opening victory against Catawba's JV, connecting on his first three here today. Another foul on Brunswick. That sends Hutchins to the line for the still 1-1. That's the 19th foul on Brunswick. So double bonus from here on out. Misses the front end. Lamberth got the rebound. Edwards catches in the forecourt. Newkirk rises from the half circle. Can't get it. Tip for the rebound. Love tips it to himself. Had it stripped, and that's going to be off Scarborough, out of bounds. Ball will go back to St. Andrews. They're going to bring in Ignacio Menendez again. Menendez comes in for McCoy. Hutchins into the forecourt. That's through the hands of Green. That was St. Andrews' problem at the beginning of the game. A lot of turnovers and sloppy play kept them scoreless for much of this first half. Weston Edwards misses that three. It's poked away. Staying with it was Lamberth. Couldn't get it to go, but Love is there with the putback. 34-13. How about the defense for Brunswick here in this opening half? Limiting this St. Andrews JV team, although Menendez fires the triple and buries it. Much needed shot. Right now, St. Andrews just needs to make buckets. Lamberth underneath. Love the reverse. Yes. He makes it look easy, doesn't he? The lead is 20 for Brunswick, nearing the 4-minute mark. Thompson. Here's Green. Green fell down. And it's taken away by Scarborough. Throw ahead to Newkirk. Newkirk throws it down with the two-hand jam. Brunswick 38, St. Andrews, 16. We saw the same thing happen in the women's game, and then the Brunswick women kind of quit in the second half of their game. Good takeaway. Scarborough throws ahead to Lamberth. Another two-hand jam. Dunk number 4 of the ball game for the Dolphins. Green into the forecourt now. Menendez directing traffic. Guarded closely by Newkirk. Over to Assembly. Assembly rises. That shot not close. Scarborough the board. Newkirk underneath Love had to go off his fingertips and out of bounds. Josh Woodard coming back into the game. Osborne Harvey returns for Brunswick as well. Some shuffling for Taj Scott and the Knights. For the first time into the ball game is number 35 for the Knights. That's Renner Marino. Thompson also out there with Menendez, and Hutchins running the points with Gustave. That's the 5 for St. Andrews. Weston Edwards and Lamberth, Woodard, Newkirk, and Osborne Harvey. That's the 5 for Brunswick. Another foul called on Brunswick, so double bonus time for St. Andrews over the final 2:54 of this ball game. So Menendez goes to the line. Swishes in the first one. Again, double bonus, so 2 shots no matter what. St. Andrews just 5 team fouls, so they can stay aggressive defensively. 1 out of 2 at the line. Rebound by Woodard. Here comes Newkirk in the offense. Newkirk gets it to Moore, who's come into the game as well. Moore to Newkirk in the corner, drives baseline, no call. And he stepped out of bounds, they say. Wet spot out on the court, and St. Andrews will take care of that. Press being shown again by Brunswick. They throw it full court looking for Hutchins, who gathers and scores. I thought he was going to lose that, but stayed with it. Nice heady play. Newkirk to Osborne Harvey. It's a screen. Top of the key, it's Lamberth. Back to Harvey. Throws a rocket, but Menendez was waiting for it. Throws ahead to Gustave, who throws it down with the big man one-hand jam right there. 40-21. St. Andrews with back-to-back buckets off turnovers. Osborne Harvey skies it to Newkirk. With the hand in his face, Lamberth short on the jumper. Ball punched out to Moore. Extra opportunity for Brunswick. Osborne Harvey, Woodard. Woodard takes it baseline, airballed it, and the tip, the rebound comes to Gustave. Menendez into the forecourt behind the back. Now we'll back it out to Gustave. Nearing 90 seconds to go in this opening half. Brunswick trying to close it out strong, and St. Andrews trying to make a run. That's an air ball by Gustave. Woodard pushes into the forecourt. Woodard to the bucket. Oh, he missed the dunk. Newkirk stays with it. Underneath, it's Lamberth who lays it up and in. Lead back to 21 for Brunswick. Man, that would have brought the house down. Josh Woodard tried for the highlight play. Hutchins tries to go around Newkirk. Swings it to the corner. The 3 by Thompson is off the mark. Woodard the rebound. Throws it ahead to Osborne Harvey. Back to Woodard. Woodard over 2 defenders. Yes! Josh Woodard shot 47% last season. 6 points, 8 rebounds in his first game here this year. That came this weekend. Love rejects it, as Marino tried for the 3-pointer. That was, correction, Alex Moore. I'm pretty sure Alex Moore was my old camera guy last year. Hutchins. This is Thompson. 10 on the shot clock as we wind down this first half. A reminder, we'll take a break at halftime, go away for 15 minutes. Marino for 3, can't get it to go. Lamberth had the rebound but lost it, extra possession. Hutchins misses it, back iron. Woodard the rebound. They can hold for the final shot. Woodard's pass is deflected off the Knights, and Brunswick will have 10 seconds to work with here in this first half. This very quick first half. Osborne Harvey to Newkirk. Newkirk gets a screen, open look, missed it back rim. Menendez will throw full court and off the mark, and the first half comes to an end. All Brunswick after 20 minutes of play. The Dolphins lead at 44-21. Again, we'll take a 15-minute break, come back and bring you the first half numbers and second half play-by-play here in just a little bit. Don't go too far. Welcome back to Dolphins basketball here on YouTube. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. On to the second half we go. Brunswick 44 and St. Andrews JV 20. A reminder, today's game brought to you by Coastal Church. MyCoastalChurch.com is their website. They've been meeting here at the Fitness and Aquatic Center in the gym on the campus of Brunswick because of the hurricane. They're displaced from their normal location. So we thank them certainly for their support, and hopefully things can start to get back to normal here. My camera guy is still not here, folks, so I'm going to cut the broadcast. Actually, he's coming right now, so we'll keep it right here as the second half is underway. So for Brunswick, leading scorer in the first half, no surprise here, Silas Love, 15 points. Zach Newkirk with 6. 9 for Brandon Lamberth. 4 apiece for Mike Melvin and Osborne Harvey. 3 for Weston Edwards. 2, Josh Woodard. Adrian Scarborough on the board with 1 point. Weston Edwards, catch and shoot 3, can't get it to go. As we start this second half for St. Andrews, the Knights, Ignacio Menendez leading them with 6 points in the ball game. Brunswick active hands defensively. Again, the pedigree of a Coach Walter Shaw team. Active defense, a lot of pressing, a lot of steals, forcing turnovers, getting out and running, just like they're doing here, and Osborne Harvey is fouled. I mentioned this is our first broadcast of many this year. We've got our next one coming up in December 3rd, as a matter of fact. Dolphins and Lewisburg College. Love is hit, but I believe they called an offensive foul on Love for the elbow. So again, there's our next broadcast, Monday, December 3rd at 7 p.m. Looking forward to that one. We will have all of the Brunswick Holiday Classic. That's always a fun time of the year, into the semester. The kids usually get out of school before the week before, so basketball is the only thing on their minds. That was off the face of Menendez. He's able to follow it to the corner. Pass deflected. Good deflection by Lamberth. Here's Love. Bounce past Osborne Harvey, who tries to throw it down but couldn't get it to go. Gustave in the forecourt. 3-on-2. He's going to back it out as the Brunswick Dolphins do a nice job getting back on defense. Here's Hutchins out near midcourt, just underway here in the second half. Swings it back over. Gustave fakes the 3 to the bucket. No. But he's going to be fouled by Newkirk, who was trying to get out of the way. That's already 2 team fouls on Brunswick here in the first 90 seconds of this one. And it'll send Gustave to the line. College basketball is really getting in the high gear today. A lot of the bigger D1 schools are tipping off. I gave a shout out in the first half to all the D1 players from last year's squad, especially Devin Hutchinson from Radford, now playing at Radford, Giles Scott, Alcorn State, and Xavier McCoy at NC Central. Good luck to all of those gentlemen as they continue their careers. Patient offense from Love there. Waited to the right opportunity, scored with ease. Love now with 2 more to his total. He's got 17 in the ball game. That shot off the mark. Rebound controlled by Newkirk, who looks to push for Brunswick. Newkirk swings it over Osborne Harvey. Corner 3 wide open, and Harvey connects. .26 advantage for Brunswick. They held St. Andrews scoreless through the first part of that first half, the majority of it. Trying to dribble as Hutchins lost the dribble, got it back. Doblez drives on the baseline, swings it out, and that is a double dribble. Menendez tried to fake out. And credit the Dolphins defense. They have played so well here today. That's not easy to do when you're talking about a team with 11 new players. We talk a lot about broadcasters, that is, about the offensive inconsistencies. Usually a team getting to know each other as Lamberth gets the reverse. You know, there's a lot of turnovers and miscommunication and guys aren't in the right spot offensively. But defense is really when you communicate. And this looks like a seasoned team out on the court. Credit Walter Shaw and company getting his guys ready. Thompson with the fake, had it poked away. Newkirk to steal, throws ahead. Lamberth throws it down with a one-hand jam. The lead grows to 30 for Brunswick. Last year they beat St. Andrews by 40 points, 87-47. Love almost had the steal. Edwards tips it. He'll throw it ahead to Love. Love's going to take it. Extra pass. Beautiful job by Love to Lamberth. He waited till just the right moment for the defender to come to Love and then tossed it to Lamberth for the easy bucket. All Brunswick timeout on the court. We will step aside and come right back. Once again, we thank our friends at Coastal Church for bringing you today's broadcast. MyCoastalChurch.com is their website. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. 55-23. Brunswick has come out fast here in this second half. Looking for any lineup changes. Doesn't look like I see any, really. Newkirk and Love still on the floor with Edwards and Lamberth, also Osborne Harvey. Same starters as the first half. Hutchins into the forecourt for the Knights. Hutchins looking to drive on Newkirk, goes around him and gets the friendly roll. Nice move by Christian Hutchins. Edwards throws a rocket that's deflected, taken away by Gustave. Throws ahead. Hutchins again to the bucket, can't get it to go. Ball tipped, extra possession. Assembly gets it off the tip. Here's Thompson driving in, poked away by Osborne Harvey. Osborne Harvey with a nice pass to Silas Love. Assembly into the forecourt, 4.5 minutes into this second half. Brunswick opening up its biggest lead of the night. Thompson, floater, yes, by Gustave. Somebody lost him. Love on the left wing. Lamberth back out to him. Love for three, yes. They say it's a two. His foot was on the line. Silas Love, over 20 points now here today at 25 in his collegiate debut last weekend. Corner contested shot by Sembley, got it to go from downtown. Marte Sembley, the freshman. A lot of these guys are playing as Gustave misses the dunk, and the rebound controlled by Newkirk. Throws it ahead, Osborne Harvey. Silas Love, yes, and the foul. He's got long arms. I wouldn't call him strong arms, but he used a lot of strength there to keep his body and get the bucket. Now he'll have a chance for an old school three-point play. And he gets it. Silas Love is money here today. Brunswick's bringing in everybody else. Kareem Randolph coming into the game. He wears number 3. Mike Melvin, number 15. Number 21, Josh Woodard into the ball game. Number 30, Alex Moore into the game. And who did I miss? I think that's everybody. Nope, I forgot Adrian Scarborough, number 13. I knew I was missing somebody. Driving and scoring is Menendez. And we'll see if the starters don't get a nice long break as Mike Melvin went with the hop step, keeping the dribble for the score. And Brunswick doubling up St. Andrews, their JV team here tonight. Hutchins. Assembly the bounce pass to Thompson. Top of the key guarded by Moore. Swings it out to Menendez. Fakes the shot, drives in. Now out to Hutchins. The scoop shot in the lane got it to go. Circus shot by Christian Hutchins. Melvin quickly into the forecourt. Bounce pass to Woodard. Turnaround face-up jumper no good. And Assembly the board. St. Andrews will walk it up. Taj Scott, the man you see sitting in the big chair, the coach for St. Andrews, telling me that the JV system at the NAIA, they do give scholarship money, athletic scholarship money, although it's not as much as the varsity team gets. These are guys who are younger, typically. Most of them are freshmen, playing in their first collegiate game here and getting a lesson from Brunswick. Looks like we're going to get a timeout on the courts. Again, we'll step aside just for 30 seconds this time. Welcome back again. We thank Coastal Church. Coastal Church, proud to be a sponsor of Brunswick CC basketball. Go to mycoastalchurch.com for more info. If you don't have a church family, consider checking out Coastal Church, a slam dunk place to worship. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. We're about 7 minutes into the second half, and Brunswick has been in control of this one throughout. Dolphins by 30 right now with the basketball. Mike Melvin with 20 on the shot clock gets a screen. Bounce pass over to Moore. Moore for 3, in and out. Skying for the offensive rebound. Randolph, and he puts it up and in. Kareem Randolph went to South Brunswick, a local product. 12 points, 4 assists last year. Good player for that school. Scarborough wisely gets out of the way. Nice deflection, but Gustave had position. Gustave. Here's Hutchins to the bucket, and he's fouled. Both teams with 3 team fouls with 12:33 to go here in this game. Menendez to inbound. Quick trigger, Assembly for 3, off the back rim. Melvin the rebound, he's got numbers. Melvin takes it himself and scores. 68-34, Brunswick. Cruising, which is what you want to see for the Dolphins. Assembly, cut off, gets it out to Menendez, driving on the baseline. Defender fell down there. That was Moore falling. And he'll be called with the foul. That's the 4th now on Brunswick. Brunswick sent St. Andrews into the double bonus. Assembly. Menendez, cross court. Gustave, 6 to shoot. Gustave drives and able to draw the foul. with 3 on the shot clock. That's something that'll drive you nuts if you're a coach. You play great defense, the shot clock's winding down, and then you give them free points, basically, if they hit these free throws, that is. Gustave misses the first. That's 5 team fouls now on Brunswick as they start to rack them up. One out of 2 at the line. 68-35. Mike Melvin gets it over to Moore. Moore drives baseline out to Woodard, back to Melvin. Melvin uses the screen, fires the 3, and hits. Mike Melvin from downtown. 71-35, Brunswick. Hutchins into the forecourt. Hutchins looking to back down. Gets a screen cut off as Melvin stayed with him. Good defense. Assembly caught in midair. Got it back out. Hutchins back to Assembly for 3 from the right. No. And I believe it's going to be after the shot, a foul on Randolph, who was coming to contest. So that's team foul number 6 on Brunswick. And once again, St. Andrews is going to have a lot of bonus time here in this second half. And again, if you're Walter Shaw, you know, this team's got 35 points on the board. You don't care about fouls as much. Oh, Gustave, miscommunication with him and Menendez. And St. Andrews, that's one of those things that it's the first game of the year. A lot of freshmen on this JV squad. Those things will look a little better by February. Melvin misses the 3. Woodard fighting for the rebound. He's called for the foul, and that's team foul number 7 for Brunswick. Coming into the game for St. Andrews, Carmichael McCoy, number 5, from North Augusta, South Carolina, which is really near Georgia. It's on the border. Hutchins into the forecourt. Assembly on the left, looking for the cutter, Thompson. And Hutchins will draw contact. Correction, that's Gustave again, who made 1 out of 2 moments ago. Now it says 17 fouls on the Dolphins, so I was off by a foul. Either way, it's 2 shots here. Ahmed Gustave, a freshman from Puerto Rico. I mentioned it in the first half. He played at Passaic County Community College in New Jersey. 7 points, 4 rebounds last year, 37% shooter from the field. Playing JUCO ball as he connects on that one. I don't know if we have any people out there watching from Puerto Rico, but glad to have you folks. Did you know that Puerto Rico is part of America? Because not everybody knows that, but it is. And we love you guys. I hope you're doing well down there. Mike Melvin, top of the key. Over to Moore for 3. Short on it. And the rebound controlled by Assembly. Nearing the midway point of this second half. And Moore is called for another reach. Frustration for Brunswick, but these are correct calls. And if you guys watch any of the games last year, you know that I would tell you otherwise. It's the first broadcast of the year. So far, I have not said anything bad about officials in either games, folks. It's a miracle. But they've called it accurate. Problem is it's all these ticky-tack fouls that didn't used to be called, the freedom of movement and all of those, that has really put the onus on the officials to use those whistles more. Much to nobody's delight. Free throw was missed. Fronted at a 1-and-1. Newkirk back out there. He'll take the jumper. Mid-range shot. He'll hit it. So Newkirk checks back in, Scarborough back out there, Mike Melvin remains, Lamberth remains, and Randolph remains. That's the 5 for Brunswick right now. Gustave and Sembley, also Hutchins in the backcourt with McCoy and Thompson. That's the 5 for the Knights. Thompson splits the defense, floats it up too strong. Rebound controlled by Scarborough. Bounce passes it ahead to Lamberth. Ball poked away. Scarborough stays with it. Lamberth reverse. It's good. 75-37, and now we have an injured St. Andrews player. So I couldn't see the number. Try to do process of elimination here and see who that is, but he is very shaken up. So we're going to take a timeout, folks, while we deal with the injury, and then we'll come back here in just a moment. Stay with us. Well, it's Marte Sembley, the shaken up player who is being helped off the court. Coach Scott and others assisting him. Well, you hate to see that first game of the kid's collegiate career. Trying to work his way up, and unfortunately he's down right now. So they bring in St. Andrews, sending in Kareem Dobles in his place. 9:24 left to go in the game. Brunswick has led from the opening tip, and it will be Knights with the basketball out of the timeout. Chris Sheeman here with you. Game number 1. We're going to be off for a while. We won't be with you again for about another month, a little less than that. Our next broadcast won't be until December 3rd. Gustave over to Dobles for 3 off the back rim. One-hand rebound by Scarborough. Here come the Dolphins in control, nearing 9 minutes to go in the ballgame. Lambert spins, shoots too strong, put back is good by Scarborough. And the lead grows to 40. This is the same margin that Brunswick beat St. Andrews by last year. It was 87-47 last year. Brunswick has only lost 2 times in 12 previous meetings, as Gustave hits the 3 and says he got hit. Melvin into the forecourt. Newkirk. I like seeing Newkirk and Melvin out there. And Lamberth mistimed his jump that time. Here's Menendez. This is Hutchins, now Dobles. Back to Hutchins. Dobles top of the key. Thompson on the left. Dobles. Turnaround shot. Thompson, yes, from the baseline. Pretty looking shot there from Anthony Thompson from Aiken, South Carolina. Melvin for 3. Yes, his second of this second half. Mike Melvin playing well here today off the bench. 7.5 left to go. Brunswick on their way to a 2-0 record. Brunswick started the year as Menendez draws contact. They say the foul on the floor. In the NBA, that's continuation, not in college, though. The Dolphins last year, 15-15. They were just 2-11 in Region 10 play. So, if they can get out to a good start here this year, hope for a better result in region play. Free throw miss. That was the 19th foul on Brunswick, by the way. Ball deflected out to Randolph, and then there's Lamberth again, and the lead is 40 again for Brunswick. Dolphins controlling this one from the opening tip. And taking care of business against a team they should be taking care of business against. That's no certainly disrespect as Thompson buries another long jumper. It's a 3, they say. Randolph triggers the triple. Missed it too strong. Melvin the board. Randolph driving baseline, and the official got hit as he called the foul. A rare St. Andrews foul, just their 4th here in this second half. So, Edwards comes back into the game, inbounds to Lamberth. Quick jumper. Oh, that did everything but go down for Lamberth that time. In and out. Nearing 6.5 left to go. We'll set the 5 for Brunswick here in just a moment. Thompson's had the hot hand. Stays hot as he gets another one to go. So Mike Melvin out on the court with Lambert, Edwards, Scarborough, and Newkirk. Weston Edwards trying to find his shot, couldn't get it. Offensive rebound, Scarborough finds Newkirk as he was falling away, and Newkirk hangs in the air for the bucket. A good showing today for Brunswick in all facets. Defense, offense, communication. They had a few turnovers early, but really they've taken care of the basketball pretty well. Here's Edwards to the bucket. The scoop is short. Not that time for Thompson. Edwards 2-on-1 to Newkirk. Yes. Is this the best time of the year or what? College basketball tipping off here today and around the country, especially at the D1 level. Underneath, good job using the body by Menendez, and he'll go to the line with a chance to complete the old school three-point play. The NBA, of course, started a while ago. It's kind of weird how early the NBA year starts now. I'm used to it starting about the same time as college basketball, but the NBA season's been going on for a few weeks. Lamberth steps inside the arc. Hand in his face. Doesn't matter. He buries the jumper. Season high for points after one game is 92. Brunswick is 4 points away from matching that. They defeated Cataba's JV last weekend on the road. Catch and shoot. Menendez for 3 off the back iron. Melvin another rebound. Out to Newkirk. Beautiful. Newkirk couldn't get the layup, but that was pretty to watch. Thompson lays it in. And the miss. Newkirk had it poked away. Good defense there by St. Andrews. The Knights go home on the 16th. They take on Shooting for Greatness Prep, who we'll see here in the second semester. That'll be at 7 p.m. Then the Knights host Blue Lights College on the 18th at 7 p.m. Strong move by Hutchins to try to put that back in. Shout out Mike Davis. Getting that program at Blue Lights, the athletic program, up and running. Hutchins behind the back. Nice pass to Thompson, who lays it up and in. And oh, no, did they call travel there? Oh, they called a timeout for subs. Okay. So 3:31 left to go. It's a sub timeout. This is interesting. Silas Love's coming back into the game for Brunswick. So Brunswick, Walter Shaw bringing in a couple starters. This is a good time of the year if you're a coach and you've got 11 new guys to see what lineups gel together. So Love and Edwards out there with Newkirk and a couple other bench guys. There's a three for Preston Edwards. That's the shot we expected to see for Preston coming in, and a shot that he'll make with some consistency as the year goes on, I'm sure. 91-54 Brunswick. That was McCoy who tried to bank it, couldn't get it to go. Mike Melvin goes right at the lane. Here's Newkirk. Edwards again from deep. Yes, again. And you can tell, I could tell he's got that quick trigger. He's a streaky guy. He just needed to see one go in. Now he's got back-to-back. And Brunswick with its highest scoring total of the season. Answering back a three of his own, Menendez. And we're going to get another timeout for subs. Renner Marino from Brazil coming into the game. It's an international flair on this junior varsity roster for St. Andrews. Melvin again. Edwards thought about it from deep. He'll trigger that one. Yes, again. And Weston Edwards is on fire here late in this one as Brunswick nears the century mark. 2:04 left to go in the ball game. Brunswick's going to go to 2-0, win their first home game. Newkirk with the steal, and he'll glide in for the bucket. Don't forget, folks, Brunswick will be in action on the 13th next week against Francis Marion back here. Come check them out. We won't have that game for you. Our next stream won't be until early December. And then don't forget that Cape Fear Classic coming up on the 16th and 17th. Brunswick's going to take on some of the best JUCOs in the country. Georgia Highlands is coming to town. And also a school from Florida, West Oaks, will be in town. Weston Edwards, heat check. Off the back iron that time as Newkirk gets the rebound, and he's going to be fouled. That's just the fifth team foul on St. Andrews. So a lot of opportunities still this month to check out the Dolphins here if you can. Monday, December 3rd is our next game here that we'll have for you on YouTube. Because I'm going on the road and going to get me some turkey and stuffing. Weston Edwards again, not that time. Love tips it to himself. Love with the fake. Love got hit, and Love will go to the line with exactly 1 minute to go in the game. So Brunswick's next game, by the way, again, is on Saturday. They go to Wake Tech. Wake Tech's in Region 10, but they're Division 2. Brunswick is Division 1. So technically out of region or out of conference game. Brunswick hits the century mark for the first time this year. Silas Love. Looking forward to watching him go up against some of the big boys, the Cape Fears and Spartanburgs, and even Salkehatchie has been pretty good. It's a steal by Melvin. Melvin turns on the Jets, throws it up, no. Tip for the rebound, and it comes to Gustave. Gustave goes behind the back, nifty moves. The little hop step, no on the layup, though. Newkirk throws it ahead. Scarborough, a two-hand jam. So the shot clock and game clock are identical, and that will likely do it for Brunswick here. The reverse no good by McCoy. Tipped back up and in by Gustave, and Walter Shaw says no shot. So that means this one's going to wrap up at 102-59. Brunswick takes care of business here tonight in their first home game of the season. It's the Dolphins who come out victorious as they lead from start to finish. 102-59, your final score for the Dolphins. And once again, our next broadcast coming at you Monday, December 3rd, when the Dolphins take on Laurinburg College. Coverage on 12-3, Monday, 12-3 at 7 p.m. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this one. It was my pleasure to bring it to you. Chris Sheeman saying good night for now. Your final score again, Brunswick 102, St. Andrews 59. Take care, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.